Welcome back to Six Arrows. One more day until qualifying tomorrow, so I'm shooting from 20 yards again. You've already seen me do this 15 times, so I got my buddy Reuben here who's going to show you 20 arrows from a traditional standpoint.
20 arrows?
No.
Just 6, right?
6 arrows.
All right. I don't have 20 arrows.
Yeah. But I'm going to shoot my 6 first, and then we'll flip this camera around because he's not weird and shoot lefty like I do, and then you'll see him shoot his 6 as well. Here we go.
Wrong-handers. What can you do with them?
That dog will hunt. So Reuben, I know everything about shooting this thing. What's different about aiming and releasing a traditional bow? Because you don't have a traditional sight like you would on a compound.
Yeah, the no sight thing is definitely different. You're relying on the sight picture of the deer. There's several ways that you can go about it. I'm just now learning a method called a fixed crawl, and seems to be pretty good medicine for closing up some gaps.
I have a hard enough time with a compound. I'm not stupid enough to drive myself crazy with traditional equipment yet. Let's go take a look. All right, so for the night before I qualify, I'm more than happy with that. Like I said in one of my previous videos, that yellow black circle here is a 7-inch circle. My qualifying target's going to be a 7.5-inch circle, so I'm good to go. And the goal for this entire series was to get my level of confidence up, and I think I'm more than comfortable from 20 yards. After this, we'll be looking at more shooting from hunting situations, shooting from stands, shooting from elevated positions. So the next step will be getting comfortable and confident in those situations. Let's see some traditional shots.
So hey there YouTube, joining Seth Bischoff tonight on Six Arrows. Came over here and we went over some hunting stuff and just kind of getting together, showing me the new house and everything. But before I go ahead and shoot this, I want to kind of give you a brief explanation as to what this bow is. This is a Predator takedown recurve bow. It's made by Hunter's Niche up in East Tawas, Michigan. It's a fantastic bow. It's a good performer. It's really fast as far as recurves go. Really, none of that has anything to do though with why I bought it. I was at Three Rivers Archery on a business trip, or to and from a business trip, and really I just kind of wanted to feel some bows, and this one fits so well on my hand that it had to be the one that I came home with, and so it kind of fit the bill that way. And I've been shooting and monkeying around with it ever since. It's 58 pounds at 28 inches with 62-inch limbs, and I draw it a couple inches, actually 2¼ inches long. So I don't know, add 2 to 3 pounds per inch of draw, and it's just something that's been really fun to go and hunt with, and really fun to learn how to use. I feel like I've learned a lot about archery from shooting this and trying to tune arrows to this bow, and and everything that goes along with it. It's made me a much better archer, in my opinion. Had to fletch a few extra arrows to come up here to join Seth tonight. I've been rocking 3 arrows for a little while, just kind of monkeying around. I've got 3 different knocking points because I'm messing around with something called a fixed crawl, so that my gaps in the whitetail woods are a little bit shorter and more manageable. I'm going to try to put my nose right on this arrow. So we'll see how it goes. I'll shoot 6 arrows and we'll go from there. So I'm putting my tab in a certain spot on the string so that this arrow comes to the same place every time. I'm going to choose a small gap on that target, pull and let her go. So here we go, let's see. Looks like that first one is just a touch low. You'll notice that tonight I've got, like I said, different feathers on here. I haven't run these types of feathers, these 5-inch parabolics, for a while. Might run a little bit stiff. I did bare shaft tune these arrows. I went through the painstaking process of doing that. The more feather you run, the more it wants to correct your arrow flight and make it stiff if you're bare shaft tuned. So these bare shafts fly pretty good. As long as I can get elevation, we're in there like swimwear. That one was high. Let's see if we can't throw the next 4 monkeys in the middle.
So that knock point, is that a button, a spot that you've decided is the 20-yard spot, or how are you working with that?
Yeah, so typically what you want to do is you want to find a spot that you walk down the string with this tab. Not only that's going to work for your bow and not throw it all kinds of funny, but something that brings the knock up near your nose. And if you can manage to anchor perfectly the same spot every time, then you would be able to know by the point of the arrow how low to aim. So typically with this type of setup, you'll be about 25 yards point on distance. So you know everything inside of 25 yards, you're gonna just aim probably somewhere between 3 to 8 inches below the target. So on a white-tailed deer, that you're gonna put it right at the belly where the belly meets the leg, so and just let it go.
So you're putting the knock on the nose, and then you're putting the tip of the arrow on the belly line.
Yep, on the belly line of the deer,
right,
which is harder to visualize on a bag.
Right.
So I should probably pay attention to where this knock is at when I let this thing go, so we can zero in on the target here. And usually I don't mind if my arrows hit impact low, because with the speed this thing is not traveling, the deer is going to hear it and they're going to typically drop a little bit. So.
That's better.
Yeah, it was better on the elevation there.
Nice.
Starting to dial in on a little consistency here. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this fixed crawl thing, and trying to work out that perfect spot, but it's good practice too. Six arrows, let's go look.
So I think we started with low, then high.
Yep, number 1, number 2, trying to zero in on this deal here. Elevation started to work itself out a little bit with the next 4 arrows. These 2 are pretty good, And I would prefer these two arrows over these two arrows in a hunting situation.
Yeah.
I know they're about the same distance away off center, but
you prefer to miss low.
I prefer to miss a little bit low.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can help it. So we'll keep perfecting this fixed crawl and go from there.
Yep. All right, thanks for joining us for 6 Arrows today. Thank you, Reuben, for coming over here and showing them something interesting so they don't have to watch me shoot from 20 yards every day.
Thanks for having me, good buddy.
Yep. Qualifying tomorrow. I feel confident and ready to go for that. And Reuben's been messing with this traditional bow for what, 2 years?
Well, my elbow, each one has been messed up the last couple of years.
Excuses.
So,
you've been messing with this for 2 years?
3 or 4.
Okay. This year, Reuben's going to shoot a deer with that bow. Right, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get it.
Right on.